pornographic.
This is my worst take since the jump, I think. Anyway. The reason why I showed you guys this video specifically, okay, the reason why I showed you this video, let me see if I can pull up what I wrote about it yesterday. 1 second. I said, this is the settlers bullying this guy right here. Watch.
رخ الاوراق مالك في الوراق هدول يا زلمه هدول محمد ولا رخ الاوراق
تعزفتني يا لوط تعزف
رخ الاوراق ما تلعب في القران ما تلعب في القران ما تلعب في القران ما تلعب في القران انت قاعدين بيسوي فيها ازعر قاعد ما تقعد تمد ايدك عليه مد ايدك عليه.
Look at that. Bro, look at the bravery. Could you do that? I couldn't. Would you be able to stand up to your neighbor who's like fucking is your neighbor now because he just took over your aunt's house and now he has weapons and the defense of an occupying force? This is in the West Bank. This is not Gaza. This is in the West Bank. This is the supposed tolerant, peaceful coexistence that Western leftists are always asking Palestinians to die for, right? And their situation certainly has not improved over the course of the past 20 years. So would you be able to fucking grab a person with a gun that stole your fucking neighbor's house who is now bullying you, knowing full well that when the army comes in, they're going to defend him? I wouldn't be able to do that. You only can do that. Yeah, by the way, look at the people in that video. Can't tell if they're Palestinian or Israeli. That's the point. But anyway, you are only able to do that when you have nothing left. You have nothing left. It's not even bravery at that point. It's just suicide. That person in the beginning, the other guy, literally said, kill me. Kill me. Just kill me. Just fucking kill me then. You know why? Because he has nothing left to live for at that point. He's just like, I can't do anything about this. Just fucking kill me. My existence every fucking day is horror and pain. All I know is just fucking, all I know is ritualistic humiliation. These guys are not cops, chatters. That's important to understand. When you have nothing left, that's what you fucking say. Yeah. And Ben-Gvir has made this situation much worse because he made purchasing firearms easier for settlers. This is entirely state sanctioned. I just want to point that one more time. These guys are not the IDF. The IDF is about to come in now. Okay? The adjudicators that are going to deal justice now are about to come in. Okay? But the state is allowing them to do this. Why am I showing you this? Because I think it's the perfect video to instantly understand the plight of the Palestinian from a Westerner's perspective. Okay? We look at horrifying deaths on a daily basis, even at this fucking broadcast, right? But you look at an apartment block that's being leveled by Israeli munitions, and that's far too alien of a concept for you to understand living in the imperial core. There's no equivalence there. You can never comprehend what that looks like or what that feels like. This, on the other hand, you can understand. Okay? You can understand this. It's a person just like you who is abusing the violent apartheid military apparatus to his own benefit to just behave in this like incredibly dehumanizing fashion to another fucking human being. Okay? It's hard to empathize with the plight of Palestinians because it's just, you see city blocks lit up with munitions, and you can never comprehend it. You can never comprehend what it's like living with that fear every day. Those guys are not from there. They just came. They took your aunt's house. She's not allowed back into the West Bank because she had to flee. And now they're acting like they're the police. And when the police come, they're not on your side either. They're the ones who protect the bulldozers, knocking down your home to make a new house for some dude from Long Island. Okay? That video is in the West Bank. That's not in Gaza. That video is a demonstration of what peaceful coexistence looks like with the Israeli state. Just to put it in perspective, Ehud Barak is a former prime minister of Israel, seen as a war criminal outside of Israel for his military service. And he says, hey, guys, this is kind of an apartheid. Yeah, Ehud Barak, friend to Jeffrey Epstein, by the way. So the media has dehumanized Arabs so much, there is no empathy given in any situation. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All matter of media in the United States of America churns out content that straight up dehumanizes and also participates in the humiliation of Palestinian people. We turn a blind eye to their fucking everyday existence. We turn a blind eye to the oppression that they have to withstand on a daily fucking basis. But this is a real human interaction, okay? This is something that you can see or at least empathize with, unlike the city, the apartment complex being reduced to rubble by Israeli munitions, which can never happen in America, right? This is something that you can empathize with, you know?
ما فيش اي مشكله هم اللي اجوا اعتدوا علينا
Look at them. They're walking alongside the IDF. He says everything is good. They go, get back, get back. Soldiers come in.
ما تأسوا فيها أسعار.
Yeah. The current minister of national security, by the way, extreme right, is convicted of supporting terror group. Yes, right winger Itamar Ben-Gvir, okay, is literally branded as a terrorist by Israel. I've covered this a lot. I talked about Ben-Gvir quite a bit. Dude, just Google Palestine or search Palestine on my fucking YouTube, and you will see 1,000 videos that I've done on the situation in Palestine, the situation in Israel. He is just a psychopath. He is literally so extreme that the Israeli military was like, you can't be a part of the Israeli military. Like, think about the violence that the Israeli military engages with on a daily fucking basis. This guy was too extreme. And now he's a Kahanist who is a straight up terrorist, okay? Now he is inside of the government. A chatter might have the clip, but I'm like 100% sure not long ago you said that the shit Ben-Gvir was doing or talked about doing was going to lead to exactly what happened over the weekend. I don't know. If you guys can find an older clip of mine where I'm talking about like the situation in Israel and what's going to inevitably happen as a consequence of like, trying to justify and keep this like never-ending oppression, never-ending apartheid structure, if you find it, link it, and we'll talk about it. Yeah. Israeli lawmaker blames pogroms against Palestinians for the terrible attacks. By the way, this is Ofer Kasif. He is He's a progressive member of the Israeli Knesset. He's on the left in the country. And he quite literally says exactly what I said. Even ex-Mossad leader Tamir Pardo said this is apartheid, lol. Yeah. Lahava explicitly an anti-miscegenation coalition has members in the Knesset. Yes, it's gotten more and more radical inside of the Knesset over the course of the past couple of decades, and you have no one but Bibi Netanyahu to thank for that. He is almost single-handedly responsible for this, okay? Obviously, he's not the only person who did the apartheid, but he is the one who made it much, much worse. They had an opportunity at a certain point to, like, dial this shit back, but instead, they kept fucking pushing. And when you keep squeezing, when you keep pushing people into a fucking corner, inevitably they are going to fight back when they realize that they have no other opportunity, when they have nothing and they're going to die anyway. So they say, we might as well die on our own terms. Here is the map of events in the Gaza Strip. In this thread, main points and some developments from an OSIN analyst. Hamas attacked on a wide front, quickly overran the Israeli border defenses in multiple areas. They advanced into multiple border towns. They engaged in a barrage of missile fire. And while the missiles were landing inside of Israel, they also literally fucking paraglid over the fence, over the supposed smart fencing system that they have on this entire area. Okay? Fighting in Sderot, where Sderot Night Cinema exists, by the way. For those of you who don't know, they used to have on the hilltops of Sderot, they would put up fucking chairs and watch Gaza get bombed. They call it Sderot Cinema. So just that's another thing to remember. No, the paragliding was fake. No, it wasn't. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean that was fake? There's literally actual video, like multiple videos, both from Hamas groups on Telegram, and also both from Hamas groups on Telegram, but also from fucking what do you call it? But from Israelis inside of Israel. 5 years ago,
one of the greatest injustices,
the double standards of brutality in Palestine. I mean, this is more than 5 years ago. This is 2018. I guess it is 5 years ago, but this is a re-upload. There's footage from the fucking festival. Anyway, listen. The same mentality in Gaza was experienced by the young teenage Jewish groups inside of Warsaw Ghetto, which launched the Warsaw Uprising. They knew there was no hope left and they were going to be killed. The point of the uprising wasn't to live, but it was to re-grasp a bit of freedom and dignity in order to choose how they would die instead of letting that fate be chosen for them. Yeah. They were paramotors, so they had big fans propelling them. Exactly. So they came in. They immediately took over military checkpoints. They took over the major checkpoint that they went into the military bases. They started taking prisoners. They started killing all of the fucking IDF. There's like footage of them trying to put their gear on and getting slaughtered. Like they literally got caught with their pants down, pretty much. It was a massacre. It was brutal. And that part is also military on militant action. So that's a little bit different than fighting against civilians and like ripping them to shreds. Okay? Chatters are talking about dumbass blue checks who are retweeting fake paraglide videos when there are real ones. Oh, okay. So, in addition to the map above, Hamas conducted sea operations and reportedly landed their smaller units in the direction of the city of Ashkelon. Also claims of Hamas forces crossing the border in the southern Gaza area surface, but I haven't been able to confirm those yet. Israeli forces at the border were surprised and in some occasions had almost no time to react. The likely reason for this is the immense failure of the Israeli intelligence or failure of politicians and officials to react to intel reports. Deception by Hamas played a role too. Remember, Israel's surveillance apparatus is so good, supposedly, that they sell it to the rest of the world. Okay? is so good that the FBI and CIA have told Israel time and time again, hey, this is too good. You can't use this anymore. It's kind of fucked up. So they have like insane spyware that they're selling everywhere, and they fucking forgot to use it on their own backyard, I guess, or somehow it was completely fucking avoided. Harder than the top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of every hour. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Sorry, before I forget, I'm doing in the middle of the hour, but oh, fuck. Okay. Israeli forces on the border were surprised and on some occasions had almost no time to react. A likely reason for this is the immense failure of Israeli intelligence or a failure of politicians and officials. One thing that I heard was, oh, thank you, Derp State Inc. for the 5, get the subs. One thing that I heard was that, fuck. Like I mentioned this earlier. One thing that I heard, at least according to internal reports, is that they had moved a lot of their units away from the Gaza border, hyper reliant on technology, and were caught off guard for that reason because they were too busy moving some of their units into the West Bank. Israel's Air Force and Navy were capable of starting countermeasures already in the first hours of the attack. Israel's ground forces seem to have been comparatively slower in their response. However, according to the latest reports, they've started a series of counterattacks. Hamas does not have the capabilities for prolonged offensives. A long-term military success is unlikely, especially outside the Gaza Strip. Most likely, Hamas will not be able to defend and hold conquered territories against the Israeli defense forces for so long. Except, this was 21 hours ago, and as far as I understand, they still have certain military checkpoints and certain police precincts right now as we speak, which is fucking insane. I need you to understand something. Inside of Gaza, every single item that goes into Gaza is controlled by Israel. This does not mean that there is obviously still explosive ordnance and things of that nature that sneak in, but you have to understand that like Israel has complete control of what the fuck is going on in Gaza. Okay, there's only 2 ways to get into Gaza. One on the Israeli side and one on the Egyptian side. Neither side is controlled by the Palestinians. Israel even controls Gaza's electricity, which they've shut down, which is, by the way, another violation of human rights because there's 2 million people living on this strip of land, 2 million Palestinians. Israel also controls Gaza's water supply. 97% of the water in Gaza is toxic. Okay? 97% of the water is toxic. Many of the issues that people experience in Gaza is due to the fact that they do not have access to clean water. Israel controls 2/3 of the electricity. Palestinians have one singular power plant, and that power plant, as far as I can understand it, can power the entire strip for 2 million people. Remember, this is like medical equipment. You know what I mean? Like, this is hospitals. Like, they all need power. They can only go on for 4 hours without the Israeli power. Okay. Yes. Also, UN says Gaza could become uninhabitable by 2020. Already 3 years ago. Yes, they said Gaza could have become uninhabitable by 2020, which it is. It is not habitable. Huh. Where are they getting their arms and funds from? Hezbollah on the Lebanon side and Iran. Iran-backed. Iran is giving them weapons and training, and most likely Hezbollah, which is also, Iran-backed. The average age in Gaza is 18. Okay? Not Hezbollah, Hezbollah in Lebanon. But you want to know what they also do? They also fucking literally repurpose munitions that have been deployed into Gaza. They don't have any fucking access to a lot of these weapons. So they have to make shit up. They have to literally repurpose the fucking the munitions that are being dumped on them. Have you heard about Ukraine sending some weapons over? Or was that bullshit? No, I saw that there was what do you call it? There was suspicion that like some of the Ukrainian weapons have made their way. Everyone is fucking using this for propaganda. Some people are saying that Ukrainian weapons have made their way through the black market into the hands of Palestinians. Okay. Some people are saying that it's actually the Taliban and the M4A1s that we left behind in Afghanistan that made its way into Gaza. You mean terror groups? What's happening here? The drones they learned how to make by the Tunisian engineer Zohrari, who was killed in his hometown in Tunisia years ago. They even named them after him. Don't want to be that chatter, but it's pronounced Hezbollah. Okay. In Turkish, you say Hizbullah. Okay? Shut the fuck up. You are that chatter now. New York Times published that Iran organized the attack. Very interesting that you say that. Now, many people speculate that it is actually Iranian-backed. However, at least as far as I saw, last night, the official State Department line on this was that there was no connection, which made this even crazier. There was no connection between Iran and this line of attack. Normally, it is it's usually the point is that yes, it is not even last night. This morning, Blinken said that on CNN. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why they're saying that it wasn't Iran. I don't know why the State Department is saying that. I think maybe they're saying that because they gave $6 billion of Iranian money that was frozen in Korea. Recently, they signed off on that $6 billion going back into Iran, which hasn't even reached Iranian hands yet, by the way. So there's some propaganda on that front as well. But probably maybe to cover their own bases, they're saying that.